As-salāmu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all our dear viewers. Welcome to Truth in Islam, the channel that delves into the heart of spirituality, explores the depths of human consciousness, and illuminates the teachings of the Noble Qur'an. Today we will discover 7 hidden things in the Qur'an you probably didn't know. Before you begin, take a moment to think. How many times do we read the Qur'an without perceiving its full depth? What if every verse held secrets that could transform our understanding of life and our souls? If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to Truth in Islam, to like this video, share with your loved ones, and leave your comment on what you learned or what you liked the most. When we open the Qur'an and read these words, the angels and the spirits surrounding the heavens hide nothing from Allah. Surah Al-Hadid 57:4. We are invited to cross a boundary our senses cannot perceive. Imagine a world parallel to our own, an invisible realm where every breath, every thought, and every intention is observed by beings our physical eyes cannot see. These spiritual realities, often ignored in the tumult of our daily lives, are nevertheless intimately linked to our existence. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, showed us through his experiences that prayer, meditation, and faith are keys that unlock the door to this mysterious world, allowing our hearts to perceive what the mind alone cannot grasp. In these moments of profound connection, some have felt a silent guidance, a gentle but insistent presence that seems to direct choices, protect souls, and inspire crucial decisions. We often overlook these subtle manifestations, attributing them to chance or our imagination, when they are constant reminders of the omnipresence of Allah and the invisible complexity of His creation. Perhaps you have already felt, during a silent night or a moment of distress, this inexplicable sensation of being guided, protected, or comforted by a force you cannot name. The Qur'an invites us not to close our eyes to these dimensions, to nourish our hearts with conscience, and to explore these invisible worlds with humility and wonder. Each verse, each supplication, each remembrance of Allah then becomes a bridge between our tangible reality and these mysterious spheres that surround our existence, revealing the beauty of a universe far vaster than what our senses can grasp. When we read these verses, do they not see that the heavens and the earth were one solid mass? Then we separated them and made from water every living thing. Surah Al-Anbiya 21:30. It is impossible not to feel a mixture of wonder and amazement. Imagine a text revealed more than 1,400 years ago, describing phenomena that modern science would only confirm millennia later. The origin of the universe, the expansion of the heavens, the formation of galaxies, and the birth of life in water. This is not simply a poetic or symbolic narrative, but a demonstration that divine wisdom transcends temporality and human comprehension. Each word acts like a microscope on cosmic and biological reality, revealing a subtle connection between the infinitely large and the infinitely small, between the tangible universe and the invisible creator. This invites profound reflection. Faith and reason are not opposing paths, but complementary windows onto the truth. Contemplating these verses, one can feel a simultaneous spiritual and scientific curiosity, a call to question, explore, and understand the world while recognizing the hand of Allah in every detail. And you, when you observe the starry sky or contemplate the complexity of a simple living organism, do you feel awestruck by chance, or do you rather see the signature of infinite wisdom guiding each process? And if science and faith walked hand in hand, how much richer, more humble, and more aware of the sublime order that surrounds us would our perception of the world become? This dialogue between ancient verses and contemporary discoveries urges us never to consider the Qur'an as a mere religious text, but as a timeless light, a guide for the mind, heart, and intellect, capable of nourishing both our rational curiosity and our spiritual wonder. When the Quran speaks of the disappearance of peoples like Ad or Thamud, each word resonates like an echo of the past, a warning etched in time. And we destroyed the towns around you, and there was none to turn back. Surah Al-Araf 7:4. One can almost imagine the wind sweeping away the ruins, the stones silently telling the story of entire civilizations swallowed up by their arrogance and their refusal to listen to messages of guidance. These peoples lived with extraordinary wealth, strength, and power, but their hearts had turned away from justice and humility. Each Quranic story acts as a mirror for our own lives. Are we, in our behaviors and choices, closer to obedience or to transgression? The beauty of these stories lies in their timeless significance. They are not just warnings, but lessons on the importance of humility, gratitude, and spiritual vigilance. One can imagine for a moment walking the streets of these vanished cities, feeling the shadow of the lessons they still bear, and wondering if we would be able to listen, understand, and change before it is too late. The stories of these sunken nations prompt us to reflect on the fragility of our own lives, on how our individual and collective actions shape our destiny. Every unjust decision, every excess of pride or ignorance can be a seed that, if left uncorrected, leads to ruin. So, as we contemplate these stories, a vital question arises. Would we be able, in our time, to recognize the guidance before it is too late, and to adopt the path of humility and justice to transform our lives and those of others around us? Let us delve for a moment into the silent sanctuary of our own hearts, the place where our deepest fears, anger, doubts, and desires are born. The Quran gently and assuredly reminds us, Allah burdens no soul more than it can bear. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:286. These words are not merely an abstract comfort. They are a light in the darkness of our inner turmoil, a reminder that every trial we face is perfectly calibrated to our strengths. Imagine for a moment your mind besieged by stress, anxiety, or deep sadness. Divine guidance is there, invisible but constant, reaching out to your heart to lead it toward patience, serenity, and inner clarity. Every breath then becomes a reminder that you are never alone in your struggles, that your emotions are not enemies, but messengers inviting you to reflection, introspection, and growth. The Quran acts as a spiritual mirror, showing not only our limitations but also our potential, the ability to transform pain into learning and doubt into confidence. And you, when anxiety grips your heart or discouragement threatens to overwhelm you, can you take a moment to remember that this trial is your measure, that your patience is an act of faith, and that your spirit is guided toward the light? In these moments, the divine word becomes an anchor, a soothing breath that invites us to breathe, to accept, and to walk with awareness on the path the soul is destined to travel. A path where each emotion, each trial, and each doubt is a key to unlock the doors of wisdom and resilience. When we read the Quran and encounter commandments such as, and establish prayer and pay zakat, Surah Al-Baqarah 2:43, it is tempting to see only the ritual or social obligation. Yet, these prescriptions contain a much deeper, subtler, and transformative wisdom. Zakat, for example, is not limited to a mere material transfer. It acts as a mirror for the soul, purifying attachments to money and selfishness, and cultivating gratitude and generosity. Every act of worship or charity becomes a spiritual exercise in which discipline, awareness, and love for others intertwine to create a virtuous circle in one's life. Prayer, on the other hand, is not reduced to a mechanical ritual. It is an intimate dialogue with Allah, a moment to align the heart, calm the mind, and strengthen the connection with the divine. These commandments, when practiced with understanding and attention, have the power to transform not only the person who performs them, but also the social environment around them, sowing seeds of compassion, fairness, and solidarity. Imagine a world where every act of charity, every conscious prayer, every gesture of kindness reflects this hidden wisdom. Communities become more harmonious, relationships more sincere, and hearts brighter. The Quran, through its commandments, does not simply impose rules on us. It offers us tools to shape our character, elevate our consciousness, and positively impact those around us. So, when you pay zakat or stand in prayer, take a moment to feel this invisible and profound dimension. Each gesture is not isolated. It is a doorway to an inner transformation and a benevolent influence that spreads beyond yourself. Let us now delve into the most intimate dimension of our being, the silent sanctuary of our heart and soul, where our deepest intentions, thoughts, and impulses are born. The Quran reminds us, "And whoever turns to Allah, He guides his heart." Surah At-Talaq 65:5. A word that illuminates the truth that divine guidance is not limited to what is visible around us, but penetrates the most subtle of spheres, that of our interiority. From this perspective, every decision, every inner struggle, every moment of doubt becomes an opportunity to turn to Allah and receive His light in the silence of our conscience. Imagine your heart as a sleeping garden. Divine guidance is the gentle rain that comes to nourish the invisible roots, awaken the buds of wisdom, and purify thoughts clouded by ego and worry. When we sincerely open ourselves to this guidance, our intentions become clearer, our choices are transformed, and our essence begins to reflect a harmony that the outside world cannot impose. It is an inner journey where the soul learns to listen, to discern, and to draw closer to the one who knows every corner of our being. And are you ready to lay aside the veils of illusion and attachment to hear this silent guidance, to welcome the light that transforms your fears into confidence, your doubts into certainty, and your moments of confusion into clarity? The Quran invites us into this sacred intimacy to recognize that true transformation occurs not only in visible actions, but in the subtlety of the heart, where every breath, every intention, and every reflection becomes an opportunity to draw closer to peace, truth, and alignment with the divine. These 7 hidden things in the Quran remind us that every reading, every verse, every reflection can reveal new dimensions of wisdom and light. If this video touched you, don't forget to subscribe to Truth in Islam, like it, share it with your loved ones, and comment on the thing that inspired you most today. Your participation helps this light spread further. Remember, the Quran is alive, and it waits for our hearts to awaken to its secrets.